Yeah, and look, Josh Allen is clearly going to be the guy for years and years to come, and that's one of the other topics that came up last week. Brandon Beane, the GM of the Bills, talking about the Josh Allen second contract. He's now in the window where it could be paid to him at any time. Here's Beane on that subject.
He said he was going to give us a nice hometown discount, and hopefully we'll get him done. Now, in all seriousness, we'll talk to Josh and his people probably later in the spring, get through the draft where we can just focus on that. That's obviously a big financial commitment that you have to make, and so that'll probably be sometime May through the summer. I don't know.
And that's not uncommon. That's a timeline where things like that tend to happen. Patrick Mahomes last year, it was June, I think, when he did his deal.
Right.
Bottom line is it's not going to get any cheaper as time goes by. What you have to ask yourself, though, do you know enough? Have you seen enough? Do you believe enough in what you have so you don't get yourself into a Jared Goff situation?
Yeah.
Or if you wait for more information, it is going to cost you more money. That's the reality. It's always going to go up. The market goes up. The price goes up. Dak Prescott set the new bar. That deal's so much better than the one that Patrick Mahomes signed. And the reality is, if you swoop in now and you make him an offer he can't refuse.
That's right.
And he still has 2 years left of commitment, and he knows how he plays the game, and there is injury risk, and he wants to stay in Buffalo, the sooner they get on this, Chris, the better.
And then really, I don't think Josh Allen's the type of guy that's going to hold their feet to the fire, too, and make some crazy demand of going.
Side-eye. Side-eye.
I know. I don't think so, though. I can say with him, I don't feel that's the case with him. We'll see. I mean, of course, I'm not trying to get involved in his business or anything like that. But, hey,
Dak Prescott side-eye.
This is one where I think to what you're talking about, Mike, you get it going. You get it done. Whether that comes June or training camp or whatever, once they get this year's salary cap in order, the draft, the free agency, get their team where they really want it, they can start to look into future years and what's the money situation and all those things, and you get Josh Allen signed up. You do. I mean, first off, he's one of the best players in football. He was in the MVP voting last year. It was really the number 3 on that list. It's special. The year before that was damn good, too. They went to the playoffs. Yeah, it wasn't superstar in 2019, but it was damn good. Every year it's trended in the right direction to where last year it took off. And, yes, if I'm them, I'd be scared to let the season play out. Because if he has some year where it's 45 or 44 touchdowns and all of that, yeah, that asking price might go up, certainly. So they might be able to get him for the low come training camp, something like that.
He is beloved in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And there are 2 ways to look at that. One, you don't want to jeopardize it. If anything, you want to strengthen the relationship. And if you do take less than you could have gotten elsewhere, not elsewhere, but you know what I mean, less than if you pushed it all the way to the limit like Dak Prescott did, then you're a hero. Also, he's beloved there, so he can do no wrong. Hey, Josh wants to get paid. Let Josh get paid. I don't know how it would play out, but this is where the folks at CAA are going to have a challenge in properly managing Josh Allen's expectations, protecting Josh Allen from himself. Look, Todd France, formerly of CAA, is the one who did the Dak Prescott deal, which is the best quarterback contract in NFL history, in my opinion. And Todd France hasn't been hitting singles and doubles the last 2 weeks. He's been hitting home runs.
Right.
He's the guy right now that the general managers are talking about as the agent. He's the one. I'm not making any endorsements. I'm just telling you, the people I know, France is the guy.
Right.
And he was at CAA. And what happens? Now CAA is going to want to reclaim the crown. And up next, Josh Allen with his second contract, and how much of that becomes a factor, Chris. These are all things to be determined, but we can't overlook the reality that the agents are not going to want to sign off on a deal that isn't the absolute best deal that they can sell. That, hey, look at what we got. You think Todd France got a lot, we got even more. That's going to be part of this discussion and conversation.
No, definitely an aspect that's a part of the conversation. You're right. But ultimately, it will go back on the Josh Allen to go, wait, am I really trying to get every penny I can, or Do I want to take a little less so we can get a few players here, there, whatever it may be? I think either way, Allen's sitting pretty. When you talk about like Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, those guys that are going to be in that conversation for renegotiation, coming up in this year, to me, Josh Allen is the guy there. And I know Lamar's awesome. I'm not trying to say it. But Josh Allen is a superstar, and the way he plays the game, throws the football, does all of those things, to me, he's the safest bet of those three. And if I'm Buffalo, I'm trying to get that done before the season starts.
He's got rare special skills. He takes physical risk every time he steps out onto a field. It's up to the team to manage the salary cap. My position was, is, and always will be, get every penny. Get every penny. Because those people who are paying you those pennies and dollars and thousands and millions, they didn't get to the point where they can write those checks if their attitude wasn't get every penny. So it's a fair way to enter into a negotiation with a multi-billionaire, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.